What is management accounting? Management accounting is the provision of financial and non-financial information to managers for cost accounting. Management accounting can be subdivided into two: cost accounting and management accounting for decision making. Management accounting developed in the late 19th century out of financial accounting because more detailed and timely information was needed for costing and decision making. This was a recognition of the limitations of financial accounting for decision-making purposes. Management accounting is designed for internal management purposes, and it involves the provision of both financial and non-financial information. It emphasizes on decision-making, identifying and calculating costs, controlling costs, the future rather than the past, and ensuring efficient use of resources.
Hello, my name is Niesni Sofia Bentini Shamsuddin. My metric number is 0C8397. The work of management can be categorized according to four interrelated business processes, which is planning, directing and motivating, controlling, and decision-making. First is planning. Planning is an essential managerial role in the growth and sustainability of an organization. It helps the organization in defining its objective and the course of action aimed at realizing the organizational goals. The process requires the manager understand the current position of the organization and identify areas of improvement for better future of the organization. The most important aspect of planning is creating a competitive advantage for the organization. Through reviewing the current strengths and weaknesses in an organization, the managers can determine the industry position about the competitors. The management of an organization should analyze competitors' weaknesses and craft marketing strategies that take advantage of such weaknesses. Management accounting will be significant since it provides data on the past performance of the organization. This data will be critical in planning the model for future performance. It is also imperative to note that the managerial accounting helps in establishing the budget essential in the planning process. The process ensures that there is coordination between the short-term and long-term plans of the organization aimed at successful operation of the organization. The management process also involves harmonizing various plans into one general plan that guides the overall performance of the organization. The approval of the planning process will require accounting information to make essential plans regarding sales, marketing, and overall spending plan for the organization.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sharifah Nur Alia binti Said Hamzah and my metric number 0C8391. For my part, I will explain about directing and motivating in the managerial accounting. As we know, directing and motivating is part of the purpose why management accounting is important. Directing is a management procedure that involves guiding and supervising employees in an organization, or in a simple way to explain, directing is said to be a process in which manager directs, guides, and supervises the performance of employees to achieve goals that have been set, especially in accounting. The purpose of management is to coordinate the activities carried out by the company to achieve common goals. Coordinations involve the integration of various parts of the organization, including the accounting department, which play an important role in preparing and recording data, also analyzing data about profit and losses of the company. Motivating help employees to contribute their maximum effort towards achieving organizational goals. For example, a situation where an employee has a deadline to complete and submit an accounting report at a certain time, but he loses confidence and face difficulties during the execution period due to stress or time pressure. Managers need to play a role by providing assistance or motivation to employees and helping to identify key inputs to include in the report. Also do a review of the financial report to ensure that everything is protected and recorded accurately. Managers must understand what and how to motivate their employees to improve their work performance and productivity in order to benefit to organization. So from the definition of directing and motivating, also from the situation as given before, we can conclude that the importance of directing and motivating is to ensure that employees do their work. Managers encourage and influence employees to contribute as best as possible to the achievement of organizational objectives. And through the motivating, managers can resolve conflict between employees or with any party involved in the business. It also enables organizations to face changing environmental conditions through effective communication and leadership.
Control is the process of monitoring, measuring, evaluating and correcting actual results to ensure a business enterprise goals and plans are achieved. Control is accomplished with the use of feedback. Feedback is information that can be used to evaluate or correct the steps being taken to implement a plan. Feedback allows the managers to decide to let the operation and activity continue as they are. There are remedial actions to put some actions back in harmony with the original plans and goals, or do some rearranging and replanning at midstream. Management accounting helps in the control function by producing performance reports and control reports which highlight variances between expected and actual performance. Such reports serve as a basis for taking necessary corrective action to control operations. The use of performance and control reports follows the principles of management by exception. In case of significant differences between budgeted and actual results, a manager will usually investigate to determine what is going wrong and possibly which subordinates or units might need help.
The last one is decision making. Managers are always required to make decisions regarding the daily processes in an organization. The process involves deciding the best solution from a set of different alternatives. The decision made by the organizational management mean a lot to the planning and controlling process in the organization. Correct decision making requires a collection of right information and gathering the information in time. Most of the valuable information is achieved through the company's accounting processes that give an insight to the managers on the quality of decision to make. Management accounting is necessary for the organization to determine what should be sold and how the sale will be made. Relevant cost analysis is important in making the sales decision. Sales decision require the organization to understand the production cost and sales and decide on the one with maximum benefit. It also helps to determine where an organization should focus the marketing efforts of an organization. Relevant cost analysis can also be essential in making decisions regarding the addition of product lines or discontinuation in some operation within the organization. Managerial accounting will also be necessary in making decisions regarding what products to sell. The organization is expected to make vital decisions concerning the choice of persons whom to sell their products. Such essential decisions are reached through activity-based costing technique. This process enables the management in determining the optimum activities required for effective production and determining the product line that best fits the organization. This process will help managers decide on promotional and advertisement modes that will lead to maximum profit for the organization.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Hayratun Wafa binti Abdul Aziz. My student ID is 065367. The role of management accountant is first, providing information for decision making and planning. Management team would rely heavily on managerial accounting information. The analysis of business performance is a vital role in management accountant's job. This analysis is produced by looking at current financial information and also non-current financial data, then used by senior management to make short-term decisions and also to develop strategies for the long-term growth and development of the business that ensure stability and profitability. Secondly, assisting managers in directing and controlling operational activities. Directing and controlling day-to-day operations require a variety of data about the process of providing entertainment service. In controlling operations, management would compare actual costs incurred with those specified in the budget. The direct managers' attention to an issue that requires their skills and then ideally provide the data that is relevant in helping them to solve the problem. Next, motivating managers and other employees toward the organization goals. Organization has goals. However, organizations also are made up of people who have goals of their own. The goals of individuals are diverse, and they do not always match those of the organization. A key purpose of managerial accounting is to motivate managers and other employees to direct their efforts toward achieving the organization goals. One means of achieving the purpose is through budgeting. Another role of management accountant is measuring the performance of activities subunit managers and other employees within an organization. The managerial accounting system measures the performance of an organization subunit, such as division, product line, geographical territories, and department. This measurement had the subunit manager obtain the highest possible performance level in their units. Such measurement also helped top management decide whether a particular subunit is a viable economic investment. Lastly, assessing the organization competitive position and working with other managers. A crucial role of managerial accounting is to continually assess how an organization stacks up against the competition, which an eyes toward continuously improving. Among the questions asked in assessing an organization's competitive position are the following. How well is the organization doing in its internal operation and business process? How well is the organization doing in eyes of its customer? Are their needs being served as well as possible? How well is the organization doing from the standpoint of innovation, learning, and continually improving the operation?
My name is Wajah Husna binti Muhammad Fadli and my metric number is 066554. And the next topic is comparison of financial accounting and managerial accounting. The difference between financial and managerial accounting is that financial accounting is the collection of accounting data to create a finance statement. Meanwhile, managerial accounting is the internal processing used to account for business statement. Firstly, for financial accounting, external user, which is person outside of the company, for example, a government and a shareholder who makes financial decision for the company. Meanwhile, for managerial accounting is the internal user, which is a person inside of the company, for example, a manager who making plan and control for the organization. Next, for the financial accounting, based on historical perspective, which is you're looking for the data, balance sheet or income statement in the past to examine the financial result that have been achieved. Financial accounting also can be used for future decision making. Meanwhile, for the managerial accounting, based on future and passive, which is you're looking for the current or future data. For example, you're preparing a budget for future decision making for the company. Next comparison of financial accounting is emphasis on verifiability, and for the managerial accounting is emphasis on relevant for planning and control. Next, emphasis on precision, which is to ensure we're getting the correct result, and financial statements are issued after audit has been conducted. And for the managerial accounting, based on emphasis on timeliness, which is the statement cannot be delayed and needed as soon as possible to run the company. Lastly, for the financial accounting, primary focus on the whole organization. Meanwhile, for the managerial accounting, focus on the segment of the organization, particularly product or division.
My name is Nur Aina Khairunisa binti Nazim Nizam and my metric number is 066822. Lastly is the characteristic for useful information. Firstly is relevance. The information must be relevant to the decision-making needs of users, helping them evaluate past, present or future events. It should be suitable for the problems for which is collect and should contain complete details regarding a particular issue. Secondly is accuracy. It must be reliable and free from errors. True information plays an effective role in better decision making. The quality of information determines its usefulness. Wrong information may lead to wrong action. Third is timeliness. The information must be as quick as possible. Timeliness is one of the important parts for management may need to balance the relative merits of timely reporting and the provision of reliable information. More accurate information may take longer to produce. 4 is cost effectiveness. The benefits derived from the information should exceed its cost. The information is not desirable if the solution is more costly than the problems. The cost of gathering data and processing it into information must be weighed against the benefits derived from using such information. 5 is understandable. Information can be easily understood by users to ease them to make the final decision. It helps in quick interpretation and decision making. Easy information saves times and enable fast action. 6 is the comparable. Information should be prepared in a consistent way so it will be easier to make comparison. Comparability helps to compare the financial statements of an entity through time in order to identify trends in its financial position and performance. Besides that, it also helps to compare the financial statements of different entities in order to evaluate their relative financial position, performance, and change in the financial position. Lastly is verifiable. Information is verifiable if two knowledgeable people looking at the same information and coming to similar conclusion. The outsiders cannot see them, and so reference to thus variable in a contract between the two parties cannot be enforced by outside authorities.